Hello again, and welcome to Change is Good. My name is Brian, and here we got another box of half dollars. This time it's got a different stamp on it. It normally has a triple X stamp. This one's different. Let's do a live opening and see what we got. And do you see any silver? That one looks kind of nasty. I don't think it's silver though. I don't see anything obvious. Let's break into the rolls and see what we get. We're on roll number 7, and we've got a variety. Let's go to the scope. Under the scope is a 1971 Denver. Now if you look closely at the eye right here, you'll see some extra splitting right here on the right side, and here triple splitting at the bottom side. It's also got some splitting over here on the left on both sides, and little notches here on the end at the bottom. And if you go over here to the words "We Trust," you'll see how they're extra wide, and there are small little notches on the upper left of the U, and a big notch right here in the T, right in this area right there, and a notch here in the bottom of the S. And if you go up here to the T in Liberty, you'll see the left serif is really wide and flattened. This is the FS 102 in the Cherry Picker's Guide, or DDO number 6 on Variety Vista. All right, let's get back to the hunt. We're on roll number 9, and we have another variety. Initiate Scope Cam. Under the scope is another 1971D. This is actually another FS 102. Check out the eye, see the doubling here. Some extra width here on the left, same down here on the bottom left, and triple split here on the bottom right, and notching here in the bottom of the N. You come over here, same extra thickness in the lettering. It's hard to see the splitting on the U at the top, or the notching, because it's kind of damaged a little bit. But there's a little bit of a notch right there on the S, a little notch in the T. Come up here to the T in Liberty. The left serif is nice, wide, and flat. This is a later die state, I believe, so it's kind of hard to see the details as much, but it's the same variety. Let's get back to the hunt. We're on roll number 13, and we've got another variety. It's a different one this time. Let's go to the scope. Under the scope is a 1973 Philadelphia. On these, you look at the bottom of the S's, the bottom serifs. They're a little bit more rounded than they are sharp. Normally they're sharp and defined. These are rounded. If you turn it upside down, get it close, you can see some splitting. You can see it right here. And this S, you can see it right there. If you go here to this S, this is even more defined. See that splitting right there? That's a definitive sign you have a variety. If you go here to the F, you can see some notches right there, and right there is one as well. There are also notches in the E in America in the same places. Right here, there's one here, and there's one up here at the top. This is DDR number 2 on Variety Vista. DDR number 1 actually has more width here at the bottom of the S. It's a little more spread, and the letters are just a little bit thicker. All right, let's get back to the hunt. We're on roll number 16, and you guessed it, another variety. This time it's the big dog. Let's go to the scope. Under the scope is a 1972 Philadelphia. I'm going to hold this one freehand so you can see the splitting a little more clearly. It's kind of hard to see it. It's kind of a little bit later die state. If you look in the G, right in this area, you'll see a big split right there and a split right there. You also see some extra width on the 1 and a little bit of a split right through here. The 9 is also extra wide with a little bit of a split around the edge right here. If you go over here to the word trust, and if you look closely, you notice the bottom right leg of the R is extra wide. There's also the remnants of a pretty heavy split going up the right leg. You should be able to see it right there. The U is also extra thick. There's also some splitting down the left side of the U, going all the way up to the bottom right through here. And there's some splitting here at the bottom of the T and the first T. There's like a big notch right there too. I'll turn it right in so you can see it. See that notch in the bottom of the T right there? Right there. You can see it. It actually goes all the way across the lettering, but it's kind of worn. There's also a big notch right there in the bottom of the R. It also extends to this side, but it's hard to see it because of the shadowing. There's also some extra thickness on the S and some extra thickness on the last T with a little notch right there. This, folks, is the rarest $half double die you can find. It is the FS 101 on the 72 Philadelphia. On the PCS website, there have only been 31 graded. They are super scarce, and they are also pretty valuable. I would call this one AU 53, maybe 55. It's not in bad shape. The hair details are pretty good on this coin. It'll get at least an AU 50, I think. These are around $70 to $75 in AU condition. All right, back to the hunt. We're a little over halfway through the box, roll number 28. We have something different this time. A 1976 S bicentennial proof. And not too bad a shape. A lot of the mirror finish is still on it. All right, let's get back to the hunt. Well, the rest of that box went ice cold until the very last roll. Let's go to the scope. Under the scope is a 1972 Denver, not a Philadelphia this time. If you look at the lettering and the words "in God," you'll see extra thickness. And if you look really closely at the G, you can see a split running straight up this serif right here, going straight up. There's another one right here on this serif, and one right here at the top serif. If you look at the number 1, you'll see how it's extra thick. So is the 9. And if you go over here to the words "we trust," you'll see extra thickness in all the lettering. The bottom of the R will have a split running from right here, going up the leg, another one right here, and on the back side of the left leg as well, right in here. There's also splitting right here in the bottom of the T on both sides, and at the top of the U here on both sides. This is DDO number 1 on Variety Vista, or WDDO number 1 on WexlersDoubleDie.com. It's not a major variety, but it's very similar to the FS 101 on the 1972 Philadelphias. All right, if there's nothing else in that roll, I'll be back with a recap. Well, there was no silver, no NIFCs. Would you consider that a good box? Absolutely. In total, we had 5 double dies, 2 71D FS 102s. Those are a cherry pickers variety. A 72 Philadelphia FS 101. That is a big money coin right there. A 72D DDO number 1 and a 73P DDR number 2. And of course, the bicentennial proof. This coin right here, this 1972 Philadelphia FS 101, if I were to get it slabbed, it would be worth, I believe, around $65 to $75, because I think it'd get around low to mid AU. Of course, I won't submit it because I'm going to be spending about what it's worth to get it graded in the variety attribution. But think about that, a $65 to $75 coin, that's like finding 6 or 7 90% silver coins in one coin. This is why I stress to get a scope and learn the varieties. Silver is a lot more scarce to find than it used to be, but this stuff is still out there. You just got to find it. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe. I hope you all are enjoying my content, and I will see you all in the next hunt.